going?
How are you?
I'm fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay, I guess. It's a really great time for therapists, I
Yes.
imagine. I hadn't been in therapy until recently, despite my wife begging me for years. And I realized, and first of all, it's so weird for me because this dynamic that you and I, Drew, are having right now, where I just sit here and talk about myself, as narcissistic and as self-obsessed as I am, this is not a comfortable dynamic for me. And so a therapist is that. Like, it's literally just a guy, and all I'm thinking is, this guy is so bored. My complaints are so dumb. There's real things happening in the world. And so then I say stuff like that, and then we're on to that. It's like, well, what is broken about you that makes you think you shouldn't be talking to me? I'm spiraling, Drew. I'm spiraling.
My new therapist, who I was referred to, because my old therapist was like, if you can't break this cycle, I can no longer help you. And I finally broke the cycle. But my new therapist, Baruch, he's just like super Freudian cliche perfection. And he is on the mountaintop. He is smarter than anyone I've met, and I just love him.
I like that. I want to be a little intimidated by the person who's in charge of fixing my brain. Like I don't know how I feel about, but like my kid goes to a school near here, and the woman that runs it horrifies me. And I don't know what it is about me that loves that. Because I talk to other people who are like, that woman's so mean and whatever. And I'm like, she dresses me down. She scolds me like I'm a child. I'm 40, and she like pulls me into the other room and like tells me what I'm doing wrong. And I go home and I say to my wife, I'm in love with this woman. So maybe that's something to work on in therapy as well. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this on national television.
You know what?
We could talk about other
Ben,
things.
you're in a safe space here, and it's true. I think because you were in theater young. We both started young. Like, I am looking for someone to not only cliche direct me, and
yeah, exactly.
B, I don't feel like I've got the answers, so I'm like, I want them, and I don't want like a bohemian childhood like I had for my kids. So I'm looking for like these strict bumper rail humans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it all goes back to whatever I guess you weren't getting in childhood. I mean, that's the cliche, but I'm learning that that's a cliche for a reason. How's it being a mom in COVID? I'm doing the interview now. How are you doing? Are you going insane? Because we have 2 toddlers here and we're going insane.
Yeah, I cried all the way to work today. Like so
Sorry.
hard that I couldn't catch my breath. And I just figured, let me get it out here in the car.
Yeah.
And then I thought I could nip it in the bud before I got to work, but then nope, it went into the first hour of getting ready. But I will say, and I hope this is true for anyone who like is kind enough to come and visit us here while we're doing this, this show fixes things. It makes me feel better when I'm here. And then I go home and cry again.
Right. You save the crying and the freak out for when you're home with the kids. Here is the safe space.
But I wonder if it's like this for you too at this show that you've built for 6 years, which is coming to a finale and is so beloved by people. Like, is it like that for you on this set? Because there's a lot of chemistry with this show.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, look, one thing that you and I both have in common with our current jobs is that we're not really allowed to be in a terrible mood at work. We have to be in a really kind of great mood in order to do what we do for a living. And I think that serves us really well. We're a comedy. Everybody, this cast is like, imagine if every single day you walked into a room with the like 7 funniest people you knew and you were the least funny person there, but it didn't matter. That's kind of what my life has been like for 6 years. And so you can't be sad. You can't be in a bad mood. And everybody else is going through the same things. And we had since Superstore started, there's been like 3,000 babies that have been born. Like, there was one person who had a kid when we started, and now we're all essentially like, old, broken, tired parents. So yeah, it's an incredible family and it's an incredible community, and it's going to be missed for a really long time. I think we all, we're actors. So all we do is complain about everything all day long until it's gone, and then we just desperately miss it.
I did not expect that to go there, but you really brought it home, and it makes a lot of sense. And by the way, Ben, I know that you are doing Superstore, and that small businesses are really important to you. And we have a small business gift guide that we do, and we were wondering if you were interested in contributing to it with
Oh, yeah.
voting or letting us know about a small business that you like.
Yeah, I mean, I know so many small businesses that I like. Most of them involve eating because it seems to be the only thing I care about. Um, I mean, it's hard to say just one. It's really, honestly, for me, it sounds like we have this in common. Just keep doing everything you can to eat at the restaurants that you love, because they really, really got hit it's insanely hard in the past year. This pandemic will end, and then we're all going to want to be able to go out and celebrate somewhere.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have options.
I commend everything you said, and you put it so well, Ben. Again, we've wrapped things up here. You're very good at like telling a story, which is not, ironic considering you loved theater. And I love the story of your parents, by the way, like bringing you to dinner and telling you and your friend you were going to like get sent off to New York to go on your first solo trip.
Oh, that's so crazy. You know that, yeah, that was, by the way, that was the coolest gift I've ever gotten. And my parents were divorced at the time, and they were like, they came to dinner with me at the same time, which was bizarre. But they're like, here's like a notepad, and you open it up and it was like, turn left, catch a cab going west, you're having dinner at so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And they did this whole New York trip with me and my friend, and they got tickets to 2 plays. Funny thing happened with Nathan Lane at the time. And then this brand new show that just transferred to Broadway called Rent that they heard I would like because I was like young. And so I got to see like the original Rent cast on that trip. That was really cool. It was like one of the coolest trips I've ever done.
Well, I loved it. And I loved the takeaway of how they sort of scavenger hunted this wonderful trip for you and your friend for your big foray out into the world.
Yeah.
Ben Feldman, you're so awesome. Thank you to you and your whole family for taking the time to be with us today. Tune into Superstore, the series finale tomorrow at 8:30, 7:30 Central on NBC.